Hello and welcome back to It's Late Night with Soul Delicious, and I'm your host, Darrell Kelley. And I have two very special guests on our show today, and they've been very special guests for a long time. They're like family. I'm sitting here with Kelsey and April. Good to see you guys, and welcome to the It's Late Night with Soul Delicious.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Thank
We
you
are
for having
glad to
us.
have you. We are glad to have you. Now, Kelsey, we've been knowing each other forever. So how did you come across So Delicious?
Well, your aunt, Ms. Kelley, and I, we attend the same church. And she told me about it, and I followed her here and been coming ever since.
Well, I'm
Last 4
glad
years.
you've been coming ever since.
Yeah.
Say hello to the church. Give a shout out to the church.
Yeah, oh. Hello, Andrews Chapel.
We
Yeah.
are glad, and I definitely have been to your church before. Very, very, very nice church. I love it. And they do a lot of great things for the community and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So you are one of the lead choir people in the church as well, right? You do the choir?
Yeah, I sing in the choir. In fact, I sing in about 4 choirs, yeah.
Or how do you get time to do that?
It's one a week.
You sing with him, Gabriel?
No,
How do you keep it? This is your dad, right?
it's my dad.
And it's great to see like how family are, and y'all are so close, and y'all really, really are a very close family, and I love that. And that's what people need to see, how close family is, and how do you keep up with him being in singing 4 choirs, and
It's hard.
it's hard, right? How do you keep up with yourself? You just go.
Oh, yeah, just show up.
That's a
It
good
ain't that
thing.
tough, yeah.
That is positive. So you also was in the military as well, right?
Yeah,
And you served how many years?
27.
27 years. We need to take our hats off to this gentleman who served the military for 27 years. Guys like Kelsey had kept our country safe. And we need more veterans like Kelsey. And I'm really honored to have you on the show, being in the military for 27. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. I'll be hiding somewhere, but that takes a lot of courage.
Well, it isn't for everyone.
So where did you go?
I do my military service.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Germany, Panama, Korea, Kentucky. Not all the places come to mind right now. But
Wow,
yeah.
but you have been a lot of places. Have you traveled with him growing up as a child?
Just to North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Stationed there.
Well, all right then. That is so great. I love it. So, how long have you been coming to So Delicious?
Since it's been open,
2000.
what's it, 4 years?
4 years.
Yeah, yeah.
And you are definitely 100% one of our loyalist patrons we ever had, along with you, April. How long have you been with So
It's
Delicious?
been a year and a half.
Well, I'm glad you are part of the So Delicious
Glad
family.
to be
You guys make this possible. That's why it's like we got our TV show going on, and we're really, really happy. You brought in Joseph Wheeler, and he has been on the show before, and he came in through you, and we appreciate that.
Yeah, well, he does too.
Yeah, it's not what you know, it's who you know, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. So being in the military for 27 years, I know you experienced a lot of things, traveling and going to different countries. Is it different now in our times than it was back then and there?
Well, I could venture to guess that there is, because the times were different, in fact, racism was still rampant when I first went in, and so that was tough for me. A lot of things have changed, and when I went in, it was an army of one, but we had the buddy system, everybody had a buddy, but today, they're doing it just one individual, like everything is is on that one individual, to be able to do all these things by themselves. And it's not a lot of teamwork, so it seems. It just seems different.
You know
Yeah.
what?
Mm.
I wish that all the people who are in the military that's watching right now could relate to what you've been through
Mm.
27 years and how different it is. You see, when good guys come out of the military, you put new guys in and they don't pick up the good habits that they should have. And nowadays, people don't have respect as far as following protocol and teamwork and
Mm.
the buddy system that you're talking about. We need that, and if we had more of that, I think we would definitely live in a better world, but most importantly, a better country. Would you agree?
I agree.
So what would you tell a young person who has never went into the military? What would you tell a young person who doesn't understand that they need to start manning up and pulling their pants up and being young men and stuff like that? Because I can imagine you were in the military at a very young age, right? How old was you when you went?
I went in at 19.
At 19 years old. Do you see our kids today versus when you went in at 19 years old? You see, what would you tell a young person that's watching?
Well, as far as the military, I would always recommend the military, because it gave you some guidance, some direction, some stability. Because, the military isn't for everyone. And mindsets of a lot of young people that I see today, they wouldn't make it. You have to be willing to follow orders. You have to have some direction from the beginning, prior to. But I think it's still one of the best things going.
I agree. And when I say that, it's like a lot of our young people, they just need guidance. Because when I see you here with April, you did a very great job. Since I've known her over the year that I met her, very respectable. Always seen her very mannerable. She's a very outstanding person. Love her personality. So it starts with the parents, where we have to teach our children at a young age on what is out there for them. So what I'm saying is, it beats doing nothing, because at the end of the day, if you go to the military, they will pay you to go. You get a GED, you get an education. There's things that you can do to become the young man or woman that you can be. So it's not right for everybody, but at the end of the day, I think we should start reaching out to young people to try to make a difference if we can. And that's why I'm saying I respect you, because, at 19 years old, I can imagine myself being 19 years old trying to go to the military. My grandmother always said, when you get 18, you need to register. And I was like, okay, Grandma, okay. And then time goes by, never got a chance to register. But I believe if I had that chance that time, if I had a good role model or a good father figure, I would have went ahead and enlisted into the military. You came out to be a very fine guy, very fine man, and we appreciate that. So, how long you been singing?
Singing?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man, I've been singing since I was a little kid. But,
Absolutely.
not everyone knew that I sang, though, I used to sing off by myself. And then I used to sing in school. And an aunt, she was the choir director, so, she suggested that I get in the choir. So I sang all through school. And I sang with some professional groups, but, not as a member, just going up on stage and singing with them. I had a chance to travel with some before, but I didn't do it. And I chose the military, went to the military.
Yesterday we were all at a concert that we had done yesterday in Jonesboro. I got a chance to see you perform. Always seen you sing here at the restaurant, but when I saw you out there, doing the thing, really a great thing for the community with all the other groups, and you were singing, first I wasn't paying attention, then I heard the voice. And then I says, okay, that voice sounds familiar. But I said, it sounds familiar, but when I really looked, it was you. I was like, oh my gosh, you really was amazing. You know, you had
Thank
your
you.
whole group with you. You guys looked as sharp.
Thank you. Thank you.
We got to book you here one day. Come and just do a thing that you did with everything that was a great thing. Do you sing? Do you sing?
I do not. I didn't get that gift passed down from my father.
That is so great. You know, I'm thinking as I'm sitting here talking to you about these things, I think we should get together one day and reach out in the community and start doing a talent search for young people who wants to do something with their careers, like teach them how to sing, vocal classes, whatever it takes. Put them in groups like back in the day Motown, except we would do it back in the day gospel. We ain't never had a gospel Motown. Don't steal my idea. But if anybody is interested out there who is interested in singing or trying to be a artist, you can call us at 888-669-4441, and we will talk to you about a future career singing or do whatever you want to do. And at the end of the day, it'll be a great, great, great thing for you. And we are live here at So Delicious, 1375 Mount Zion Road in the city of Morrow. Don't wait until tomorrow. Come tomorrow today. You will really enjoy yourself. All you can eat American buffet. I'm trying to tell you, it's like it's a beautiful thing, Kelsey. Very, very great. So you have any ideas that we can do as a family to enhance the buffet out there, or you're satisfied with everything? What do you think we should do? More variety, more food? What type of food do we need to add to the buffet? Can you cook?
No, not at all. After the cornflakes, I have to call somebody. No, I don't cook at all. And I'm not a picky eater, so I don't complain at home about what's being cooked or when it's cooked. I just eat, and it
Just
doesn't
eat
even
and
have to
enjoy
be
it,
hot
right?
for
Eat
me.
and enjoy it. Can you cook, April?
I do very well.
Okay. Well, what type of additional food should we put out there? We got everything that I can think of, but there could be more
Do
that we're missing.
Alfredo,
Alfredo, the Alfredo that I introduced you
Yes.
to. I was so mad we had Alfredo that one time. I went and sat with you guys. I was like, hey, April, taste this. And then you went ahead and tasted. Then the next week wasn't there anymore.
wasn't there. But
This
it
is
was
for the
very
chef.
delicious.
You better put Alfredo on that buffet. Matter of fact, when we go to a commercial break, we're going to go out there and see if there is Alfredo. If there's not Alfredo, I think we got to call this chef up. What you think?
Let's
Call
do it.
him and tell him we want some Alfredo. They got to start making Alfredo. It's like imagine having you got Alfredo, so then you have Alfredo. That'll be the female version of Alfredo. What would you put in Alfredo? Kelsey, that's a question for you.
I don't have any ideas. You might have to talk to April about that.
But it was very delicious.
It was delicious,
It was.
right? It was good. Did you try it, the
No, I
Alfredo?
didn't try it.
Did I offer you some? He done missed out on the Alfredo.
did.
Yeah.
You know I can't cook, right?
No,
But I'll be more than glad to try to cook you some Alfredo. But no, when
that'll be all right.
we had it again, I'm gonna make sure you get some.
Okay.
It's very, very, very tasty.
I'll check it out.
And yes, so we have Alfredo. We had Alfredo. Did anybody see what we had on the buffet today? Did you get a chance to see what we had?
Yes, it wasn't on the bar.
Okay, what do we have though?
We have chicken, fish, pig's feet. What else? Oh, ham.
Okay. What we're going to do, right, is we're going to take a commercial break, and then what I'm going to do is run out there to see what's on that buffet. I'll tell you guys, come to 1375 Mount Zion Road in the city of Morrow. Join us at So Delicious. You will definitely 100% enjoy yourself. We'll be right back after these messages.
You created the sun, the earth.
Welcome back to the It's Late Night with Soul Delicious. And I'm your host, Darrell Kelley. And I am sitting here with Kelsey and his daughter, April. Welcome back to the show. And we went out and we saw what was on that beautiful buffet. We have collard greens, black-eyed peas. We have rice. We have llama beans. We have baked chicken, fried chicken. We have pig feet. We have it all. It is so much food that's here. You need to come. And if you say that you saw us on our TV show here, then your meal would be primarily, I'd say, what, 50% off if they come eat it? You get your meal half price. So come to 1375 Mount Zion Road in the city of Morrow. And I came across a magazine, Kelsey, and I was reading, and it says, Gone but Not Forgotten. And I believe here is a picture of your dad that was also in the military. I'm going to show the audience. This is Kelsey's dad.
Yeah, you know, my dad was one of the original black Marines, the first black Marines. He was a Montford Point Marine. In 2011, President Obama, he signed in the order, and which was approved by Congress, for them to receive the Congressional Gold Medal. And the Congressional Gold Medal was the highest award that can be restored to civilians.
That is so powerful.
Yeah. So I received, April was with us, we received that medal from my dad here in Atlanta, 2015.
Wow.
And a certificate there. So, I mean, as a kid, I didn't know that the story of the Montford Point Marines, and, you know, and very few people know now, not many Marines even know the story. You know, it's being told now, but the Montford Point Marines, because they trained separately as black Marines than their white counterparts.
Wow, so they was definitely divided back then?
They were divided. It was on the same training camp, but they were separated, you know. They were segregated, and they weren't allowed to fight at first. And, you know, they were just delivering supplies, picking up the wounded and the dead. And, you know, one day these commanders, white commanders, saw these Montford Point Marines fighting hand-to-hand combat. And, you know, they had been doing all of those kind of courageous things. They were awesome fighters, and my dad never spoke about that.
Absolutely. You see a lot of things that, and I'm never biased, but I have to give credit to where credit is due. But a lot of things that we as people, African Americans, have done, and what we do today, it's never noticeable. We have to talk about these things, because I believe that if we were good enough to fight on the battlefields, we should be good enough to do anything in America. And these are the most important things that we have to recognize, and that is what we do and what we have done for our country. So for us to have so many problems in the inner cities of our country, it's really sad. And especially when a lot of veterans don't get support. And we need to start supporting a lot of things, like veterans especially, because without these guys here that fought for our country, and without guys like you who fought for our country, where would we be? Where would the country be, period? So I really and truly, definitely respect you. You are a man of God. Not only that, you are a man to do what you've done, and we need more great leaders. You are a leader, sir, to, come out and just be who we are, and it makes a difference. Are you proud of your dad? I know you are.
I'm very proud of him.
Absolutely. I'm proud of him, too. If I didn't have a dad, I love my dad. Hello, Dad. I would adopt your dad. You know that? 'Cause You have any godchildren?
Yeah, I have some godchildren.
Well, you have a new one right here, godfather. That is a real great thing. That is a real great thing. So, when you basically joined the military, I know there was a lot of things that you have done. Did you fight in any wars or anything like that, or was it any problems back then?
I went to Vietnam. I fought in the Vietnam War.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I was really, really young when that war took place.
I was in the 101st Airborne Division and in the 82nd. I went to Vietnam with the 101st Airborne Division, and I was a combat engineer. We were all over Vietnam, you know, but we were base camped in a place called Cu Chi. But I stayed there for a year. I wouldn't have stayed a day less because I had to make sure I completed my tour. But I wouldn't have stayed a day longer. You know, I said that a lot, but then, you know, I realized that I would have gone back.
Of course.
Yeah, I would have gone back, you know, but and today I see where soldiers, young soldiers, they go to combat and they go in 3, 4, some up to 10 times, you know, and that's rough.
That is really rough.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I say it's really important that we pay attention to, you know, what we have to go through as, you know, citizens. You know, we got to keep our country safe. And keeping our country safe is really important. But a lot of shenanigans happens behind the scenes that we don't know about. And people go ahead and start unnecessary wars and problems for nothing. And it's really crazy how we basically have number 45 now. And I'm not going to talk about that, but at the end of the day, that shouldn't be in our country. You know, it's bad enough that we have to protect our country, but then people are watching, other countries are watching what our country is doing, and it's an embarrassment. And I think we need to really get it together. Why don't you run for president in 2020? That could be a possibility.
That's okay.
I'll be your campaign manager. What we're getting ready to do is we're about to go ahead and we're getting ready to go to Soul Delicious Live. We're getting ready to go out there and see what the band is doing. Come and join us, and we will see you next time on the It's a Late Night with Soul Delicious. I want to thank my special guest, Kelsey, and his daughter, April. And we will see you once again. Thank you. 1375 Mount Zion Road in the city of Morrow. Don't wait until tomorrow. Come tomorrow today and call us at 888-669-4441. I'm your host, and good evening.
Come on, Tim, help me out again.
It's because of you I live.
It's because of you I am who I am.
And it's because of you I work so hard.
I wanna thank you for making me
A man of God, yeah. God Almighty now.
Clap your hands for God.
Yeah, I wanna thank you.
Oh, I wanna thank
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
Come on, let's go to work.